Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. Looking at the Bitcoin US dollar index on the 5 minute time frame. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the other video about all the other altcoins, but just like them, Bitcoin, everybody's talking about this big dump on Thursday. But they're missing what really happened. Because the big dump started on Tuesday, August 15th at 19:05. And as I zoom in here, you will see I showed you on all the other ones. This is the dump. A dump occurred across the entire crypto market. Hundreds, I don't know if it's hundreds, millions and millions of dollars dumped on the market within a 2 minute period. And the purpose was to dump the digital assets past key trend lines of support that have gone way back in their life cycles. So this orange line was the key trend line that they decided to dump Bitcoin across. It was very, very interesting what a sneaky attack this was. But of course, you know what? They took advantage of a vulnerable time in the price action of all the assets, and so there's a big spike in volume of Bitcoin. 502 Bitcoins in just a couple minutes, and the average, as you can see at the bottom, had been about 50 or so. Yeah, under 25 or so every 5 minutes. So Bitcoin and Ethereum, excuse me, were really the whole space was the target, but they didn't really dump a lot of coins here. Just what they needed to get the whole thing rolling, and it had a cascading effect on the entire market. Now that key trend line that we dumped on, you know what? I showed this in the video previously. Anyway, these are trend lines that go way back in history. But the good thing is that it's the orange line, which is the bottom part of this dash channel. Goes way, way, way back, way back to even right here, I believe. Which line goes there? Okay, see the red line goes there, not the orange line. That's important because although we breached the orange line, we did not breach the red line. The red line goes way back too, but it has a little bit lower that the assets can go. The red line marks this bottom here, COVID. COVID crashed March 12th, 2020. That's where we went down to on that date. 3 dates touched the red line. March 2020. Well, some others along the way here. Let me. Oh, that's a different red line. I thought that was weird. March 2020, March 2023, coincidentally. And this one comes a little bit through it actually, but our current wick here touches it exactly. So does COVID crash, and the most recent March event does go through it just a little bit. Um, and there's the orange trend line. Now, this is important because um, you have to understand the intent of the people of why the people did what they did, whoever it was. Um, Whoever it was who happened to have hundreds of millions or millions and millions, maybe tens of millions of dollars worth of crypto assets to dump on the market within a 2 minute time frame. Um, their intent was to dump here, take profits here, causing the market to collapse. And they bought in here. They bought all that stuff back here, okay, from you. Their intent isn't to crash the market down to some unreasonable level that it's never going to recover from. Just enough to get them, I don't know, a few million extra dollars. I don't really know how much was dumped. In the millions. I don't know how many tens of millions possibly or more. You got to add up a lot of numbers to figure it out. Um, so anyway, we're here at a significant support level that we've never been below, and so next move is upward. Now, are we just going to spring upwards? It doesn't look like it. We haven't. It's been a few days. Of course, it's the week. It was the weekend, so everybody's just kind of on a wait and see. Everybody had a big shock to their system, so they're kind of waiting and seeing what's going on now. I'm going to switch to the. Let's go to a 1 hour chart. And let's scroll back to March, where we had a similar wick down. There she be. So we had a similar wick down in March. And like on the daily time frame, looks like we just wick down and bounce right back up. But if you zoom in on the hourly, you can see that's not what happened. Actually, what happened is something similar to what we're doing now. And if you measure it from here, where the dump started, to maybe over there. So that's 72 hours. That's 3 days. And that actually was over the weekend. And then Monday came and we started pumping again. Actually, I kind of thought that we would pump right as soon as um, the I always get confused about the dates because where I am, it's Sunday evening when the new day starts, when Monday morning starts. So I always think of it as Sunday evening, but it's really the beginning of the week, Monday. But it's not quite the new market. The market typically a lot of times people wait until the U.S. market opens to consider it the beginning of the financial week. But a lot of stuff happens Sunday, so it starts in the crypto world. It starts happening Sunday afternoon, Monday morning. the real Monday morning in the world. So, I'm tired. It's late, and I've been in front of my computer for a long time. So, if we measure from this dump over 72 hours, that's just right. We're just a little past that. It was right here. See, it wanted to start going after 72 hours. But then it changed its mind, came back down here. So it's been about 85 hours, and I imagine it'll be a few hours more this time around, but we will come right back up here. Now, initially, it's kind of early to draw. Well, it's not early. We want to start looking for patterns right away. So we have this white and blue parallel channel that I initially drew. But also, I initially drew this channel off of a trend line that I found and tied it in. It seemed reasonable, but I realized that it was early and also drew this purple line and this uh, uh, teal line, whatever, as well as this other channel here. Kind of looks like maybe the other channels. Who knows which one's going to play out? But so the first channel didn't play out. We fell right through there with the new day, actually, after the first hour of the new day. A few hours. Took us a few hours into the new day. We tried to hold it here. So that goes from that point to that point, really. It's purple line, watch. Purple line seemed kind of reasonable. Seemed more reasonable because it had contact points. Where were they? Those two contact points. Another one here, another one here. Seemed more reasonable as the base of a parallel channel. However, we just recently fell through that a few hours ago. Now are we going to come all the way down? This one didn't seem as reasonable. This aqua one. That kind of is. This could be it. Kind of touches there and there and there. It hits the candle bodies here and touches this base here. So that could be the base of our parallel channel. We'll have to see which one holds. But ultimately, this lavender one should hold as support because it is parallel to the infamous red line of no return. And contacts the point to which we wick down to here. See, we didn't quite wick down to the... Why didn't we wick down to the red line? This is the 5-minute chart. Well, pretty close here. Pretty darn close. Anyway, that's... What is that distance there? 388. That's about a distance of 100 or so. That's off a little bit. It's hard to... You know what? Sometimes when you're on... Oh, this is the 1 hour chart. Anyway, you're drawing a trend line that goes back several years. You can't always hit it exactly. See, but yeah, see here? I think the candles are just a little bit different. On the daily time frame, it does touch. It just doesn't. That's strange that it doesn't on the hourly. Huh. We used to have this problem on the crypto market cap, and I think that's why they're fixing it. But now I've never had this problem before on the Bitcoin chart. That's interesting. Oh well, the lines are off a little bit as you transfer from different time frames. Let's see, huh? That's weird. Okay, so anyway, just like I showed you in the previous March from a couple years ago, 3 years, or no, I'm sorry, a few months ago. But we probably did the same thing in the COVID crash too. I imagine we'll start coming back up through here, whichever channel it ends up being. See, the this final lavender channel kind of seems reasonable too because we're traveling kind of inchworming up and down around this center line of this channel. Maybe we'll do that. We'll just break out up here. So I did draw these triangles. There's triangles here. Um, you have this target drawn from the bottom of this wick to the top of this wick. That's because that was this ascending triangle here in green. Let me turn this cursor off because those lines are annoying me. This here's the top of the ascending triangle, and there's my target. There's my target. Just happens to take us right here, and we're not there yet. So let's see if that plays out. And then if we do get to there, break out from through here. Okay, now see, this is interesting because a lot of times I've talked about this before. On these triangles, sometimes we'll get a little fake out here, and then we'll kind of circle back up. And what's the date here? Huh, that's at the end of the day tomorrow. I don't think we're going to stay down here that long till the end of the day. I think sometime today we will come right back up through here. Probably up here, maybe come back down, come back up, and then hit our next target, which would be this purple arrow, which takes us back up to about 28.8, which is key support and resistance line. So I think that's probably likely for Bitcoin over the next few days. What's this date here? It gets us to Thursday. Yeah, so if we can come back here up to this area by the end of the week, that would be nice. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a little bit further. We'll have to see. Have to see how pumpy the market feels. Let's look at stock futures. All right, see, they're doing good. The regular stock market feels okay. Let's take a look at that for a second. I have this trend line on the S&P 500 that goes back. So that's why these trend lines, these long trend lines, are very significant. Because you can see the S&P has followed this trend line since 1936. Well, more, probably since 1932, pretty much. Just gone up and down, spends a lot of time above it. Now this is super zoomed out, so it looks like pretty much just goes up and to the right, and all these bumps and dips seem really small and insignificant until you zoom in. Because you're looking over decades and decades. So now when you zoom in, when you see that if he bought up here, it didn't sell anything in April of 2000, that you wouldn't see any profits, not even. You'd make your money back in September of '07, but then you'd lose it all again if you just held on to those assets. You wouldn't see any profits until 13 years later. So you gotta watch what you do. Wow, that's crazy. That's very, very crazy. And it seems like this line just goes up and to the right. So thank God we're not as big of a bubble right here. And what happened back there is that we came down to the line and kind of went up along it, and we fell through the line. So really, it would have been 7 years. But again, we are not way, way up there currently. So that's good. Looks big if you zoom in though. But we already came down here. We're not up here right now. Some people were. But we're way down. We already came down here, going back up. So we've already gone through a lot of that time. And this is a much shorter time frame too. Now, kind of made a triangle here. There was this old. These are old lines. A falling wedge thing that we broke out of. By the way, this right here is the bottom of the market, October 22, just like on Bitcoin, except for Gary Gensler and Sam Bankman-Fried decided they want to make the Bitcoin bottom, the crypto market bottom, November instead of October, and they caused us to dump in another coordinated attack on our market. So this looks reasonable. Right now the market wants to open in the green. I'm on a monthly time frame. That sucks. May as well go to a daily. Keep doing the wrong things. So see, we didn't just go down here and then back up. We had a big choppy zigzag, which is good for traders. They like that. Some of them do. The ones that make money do. So kind of did this reversal here. There is a wedge pattern, but there's also probably a parallel channel in there somewhere. Parallel channel down and a parallel channel up. So currently we're in the upward one. And it appears to be just a little bit steeper. It kind of runs right along our green line, but just a little bit steeper than our green line. We've come up and out of this parallel channel. So naturally we're going to come back down into it. How far though? Maybe just to this yellow dashed line. Maybe just down there, up here, down here, kind of sideways like that, up and down. And where does that take us? What kind of time frame does that put us in over here? Uh, August of 2024. Wow, that's a long time. So this is April right here. I don't know. I think we'll just trade around in this area, kind of zigzag up and down in this area for the next few months into the end of the year. I think everybody's going to pump with the Bitcoin halving. Going to trade along here, come back out here. Who knows? That's the S&P. Oh my god, I'm super zoomed in on this one. They all look the same. They have this long green trend line. Let's go on the monthly. This is NASDAQ. NASDAQ's, though, isn't as long. Probably just go on the weekly because it only goes back to 96, 80, what does it go back to? 86, something like that. It has a nice trend line. Just kind of follows that trend line for a long time. Look at that big bump right there. Same deal. 2000 wouldn't have seen your money again until, 13 years later. Thank God we aren't in that big bubble like that. And we did come down and test our line again, fell a little bit below it. So, I think, we'll just continue up and down here, probably for a while. Maybe come up here again. Some point, though, just seems natural that we're going to come back below that green line. But hopefully that's years and years from now. Huh. And Dow's a little bit easier, I think. Did I draw a sideways line here? Oh, I did draw a sideways line here. Yeah, let's not go below that sideways line. That wouldn't be too nice to do. Of course, if it did and you bought down here, that would be nice, right? Dow isn't as bad. Look, it went way below the line right there. But this one too goes way back. How far back does this one go? It goes back farther than my line will go. See, that's interesting. I drew this line to try to goes back to 1940. I tried to draw it with as many, hitting as many points as I could reasonably, but I'd lose it over here, I think. I'd have to draw two lines. Yeah, see, I lost it. Yep, we lose it right there. So that's interesting. That means we might be in a big, huge Dow bubble. I don't think so, though. So, actually, see this one? Look at this. We are close to the end of our triangle. Well, that's pretty good for this one. So, No.